No one expected a 5-year-old to upstage a queen, yet that's exactly what happened when Prince Louis let out a scream that echoed beneath Buckingham's gilded arches. The Wales family arrived in a picture-perfect procession, William and Catherine exchanging warm smiles, Prince George and Princess Charlotte poised and polite, and Louis practically bouncing on his toes. The sun caught his golden hair as he scanned the crowd, eyes alight with mischief and wonder. Cameras clicked in rapid succession, and for a heartbeat, it seemed like any other flawless public appearance. But a single tug on Queen Camilla's coat would send ripples of shock through every corner of the courtyard and into every smartphone recording the moment. From the very first seconds, Louis's energy was impossible to ignore. While his siblings shook hands with dignitaries in practiced calm, Louis drifted forward, tiny fingers grazing the velvet rope, guarding a ceremonial sword. Catherine knelt beside him, her voice a gentle lullaby. "Not yet, darling." But Louis was swept up in his own excitement, his giggles rising in volume, his little feet shuffling impatiently. The crowd's laughter slowly shifted to murmurs of concern as whispers spread. Was this simply innocent curiosity, or the precursor to something more disruptive? Then came the flash you see in every photograph. Queen Camilla, the very image of regal composure, leaned in and delivered a light swat to Louis's arm. It wasn't harsh, more a measured tap from grandmother to grandson, but it broke the spell. Louis's face crumpled instantly. He let out a high-pitched scream that rippled across the terrace, freezing guards mid-step and silencing the crowd. Every head turned toward the little prince, stunned by the abrupt break in protocol. Within moments, dozens of phones had captured the scene, and the clip was already making its rounds online. Almost before the echo of Louis's cry had faded, royal analysts had filed their verdicts. Supporters lauded Camilla's instinctive response. After all, she was guiding the next generation of monarchs, and sometimes a firm boundary is necessary, even under palace chandeliers. She handled it as any grandmother would, one commentator noted, praising her composure. But critics were swift to call the gesture outdated, arguing that any form of physical discipline, no matter how mild, has no place in modern parenting, especially for a family whose every move is scrutinized by millions. Meanwhile, parents everywhere felt they'd been given a rare, relatable moment. Social feeds filled with stories of grocery store tantrums and public meltdowns, as moms and dads shared their own experiences of disciplining children under the watchful eyes of strangers. But just as many voices rose in protest. "A tap is still a tap," read one viral tweet, "and our little royals deserve better." Under the hashtag Prince Louis, memes ranged from playful, "when grandma's had enough," to incendiary debates on the ethics of swatting in public. The incident quickly became a flashpoint for a broader conversation about the lines between tradition and progress. Yet Buckingham Palace remained characteristically silent. There was no carefully worded statement, no walls of text press release. Instead, the Wales family carried on with their engagements as if nothing had happened. Catherine swept Louis into a comforting embrace, whispering soft reassurances until his tears turned to sniffles and then to shy smiles. William guided Camilla back into the stream of admirers, and she greeted each guest with her usual warmth. Behind the scenes, however, palace aides spoke of hushed, tense meetings late into the night, an urgent need to reconcile public image with private realities. This wasn't Louis's first brush with viral fame. Just months ago, at the Platinum Jubilee, his exaggerated facial expressions during a formal parade sparked its own online frenzy. Those wide-eyed looks, the little head tilt as he scanned the crowd, and that mischievous grin when the band played a particularly rousing tune. Some viewers found his antics utterly endearing, a breath of fresh air proving that the royal children can be delightfully unfiltered in a sea of formality. Parenting blogs and social feeds lit up with clips of his reactions, celebrating the authenticity of a boy simply being himself. Others, however, lamented what they saw as a perceived lack of decorum, questioning whether youthful exuberance should be tamed in service of centuries-old tradition. Critics argued that a monarchy built on ceremony relies on strict discipline, while supporters countered that a more relatable next generation could renew public interest in the crown. Taken together, these moments highlight a central dilemma facing the monarchy. How do you raise children in an environment where every gesture is magnified, every giggle captioned, and every misstep immortalized for the world to judge. William and Catherine champion a hands-on, affectionate style of parenting that often includes playful banter and candid hugs, images that resonate with modern audiences craving authenticity. Whether it's Catherine pausing mid-ceremony to straighten George's collar, or William tossing Loie onto his shoulders for an impromptu piggyback, they consistently show that love and duty can go hand in hand. Their public displays of warmth, an unplanned tickle fight during a garden walk, or a shared smile over a private joke, have become symbolic of a new royal era where connection matters as much as composure. Camilla's generation, by contrast, came of age under stricter protocols and subtler boundaries, where even a gentle reprimand was delivered with minimal expression. She was raised in an environment where restraint was paramount, lessons learned in hushed nurseries and measured footsteps down marble halls. The momentary clash between Camilla's firm tap and Loie's unrestrained reaction captures the tension between these two approaches, one that values clear, sometimes quiet, enforcement of rules, and another that embraces emotional openness as the path to understanding and respect. It's not just a family moment, it's a snapshot of a society in transformation, negotiating the delicate balance between time-honored duty and 21st century values, where every gesture is both a private expression and a public statement of identity. What happens next for Prince Louis? Will palace etiquette tutors step in, guiding him through endless rehearsals so that every bow, every wave, and every whisper meets the royal standard? Or might future engagements, charity galas, state visits, official receptions, be tailored to showcase his playful side, turning that free-spirited sparkle into a carefully curated asset? And what of Queen Camilla's public persona? Does this incident reinforce her role as a caring matriarch setting firm yet loving limits? Or does it risk painting her as an anachronism out of step with today's emphasis on gentle parenting? Only time, and countless public appearances, will tell. As Louis grows, expert commentators will track whether his unabashed charm becomes the monarchy's newest hallmark or if it's smoothed into ceremonial polish. Meanwhile, every handshake, every nod, every affectionate glance between Camilla and her grandchildren will be parsed for meaning, feeding endless headlines. In the world of royal scrutiny, no gesture is too small, no moment too trivial, and these unfolding chapters will reveal whether tradition and modernity can truly coexist beneath Westminster's gilded roofs. As the day's engagements concluded and the Wales family departed behind ornate gates, one thing was clear: our fascination with this dynasty shows no signs of waning. We tune in for the pageantry, yes, but we stay for moments like these, raw, unfiltered flashes of humanity that remind us that even queens and princes wrestle with the same everyday challenges we do. Prince Loie's spirited outburst gave us more than just a headline. It offered a window into the evolving dynamics of a centuries-old institution learning to dance with the demands of the modern world. If you want to keep watching every royal twist and turn, because this story is far from over, hit subscribe and ring that bell. With the Wales children growing up in a world where every tug and tap makes headlines, you'll want to be first in line for every breathtaking, unpredictable moment.